Hi everyone, Grant here, and today we're talking about ways that you can help cut down on the amount of time that you need to spend editing your videos using a couple of different techniques. Now, I think probably there's only about 4 of them that I think we're going to talk about in this video. This isn't an extensive list, but it's definitely going to be a useful list for people who are just starting out who maybe don't already know about these techniques. So, ideally, what we're going to be doing here is just, again, bringing this information to you guys. Hopefully it's helpful. So when it comes to editing, probably the most annoying thing that I've found is when you're trying to edit, you may not know when you've messed up, and especially starting out, it's not something that anybody's going to really be able to intuit. At least it's not something that I was able to intuit. Let's put it that way. So this might be something that you don't need to look up, but if you are looking it up and you came across this video, chances are this is something that you didn't already know about. So one of the things when you're recording is you've got levels, right? And one technique that you can utilize is peaking. So normally you don't want your audio to peak. It's not a good thing. It's not something that you want to submit to a finished product or anything because the audio is not going to be usable. But we can use this as a technique in order to outline parts of the recording that we know we don't want to keep. So I'll probably put in a clip here of me going through Audacity and showing you what I'm talking about. So we've got a clip here. It's going to be, some recording of dialogue, and let's say I just screwed up a line. Oh no, here's a mess up. We've got a peak, and this is me snapping my fingers. So, and we'll do one for actually showing the camera. So, snapping my fingers, something I imagine most people can do. If you don't like snapping, you can clap. That's a peak, also for the camera. And then, let's say, for some reason, you can't clap or snap your fingers, or you don't like those. A third option, you can click your tongue. And once for the camera. That wasn't quite as loud. Sometimes it's not going to work out, at least for me. That might be a technique you'll have to try a few different ways, or at least get it to a point where you can reliably get that to peak. But it's not something that I use. I typically just snap my fingers. And then the fourth one that I was going to talk about, there are those dog clickers that I'm sure you may have come across them, maybe you haven't, but people use them for training dogs. They associate the sound with getting a treat. So then they'll reinforce that habit, and whenever they click it, then the dog knows that it's a behavior that you want them to repeat. Well, the clicker, when you click it, it makes that noise, and it's very similar to snapping your fingers, clapping, clicking your tongue, all of those things. So, and it's really easy and it's small, and you can kind of hold it while you're recording. And the main reason, again, for bringing this up is so that you're aware that this is even a technique. So when you're going back through your audio, let's say you've got a chunk that you don't want to keep, you do one of those 4 things, all of a sudden, now you've got this beautifully clear audio that's the perfect take that you wanted to keep, and you don't have any sort of indication that that's one of the bad takes. But generally speaking, if you're the one doing the editing and you're doing it immediately following a session, you also have a pretty good understanding of how many times you messed up, or, after the however manyth time that you did mess up, you got it right. Generally, you can also figure that out if you've got those visual reminders. So again, just a technique. I've found it useful. It's something that I learned from other voice actors, and hopefully it's something that will help you in your journey. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.